for a few words.
All right, how am I feeling today? All right, that was okay. But listen, you are living in the best country on the planet. How are you feeling today? All right, listen. Project Dynamo, thank you very much for giving me an opportunity to play a small role on this amazing day. My friends, I stand before you today to recite 2 poems for you, and both of these poems are personifications of the United States flag. The first poem is called The Fight Continues, and it's all about 9/11. So if the flag could speak, what would it say about 9/11? The second poem is entitled Old Glory. So if the flag could speak, what would it say to its veterans, its service members, and its first responders? Now, I'm going from pillar to post to coast, talking to corporations, nonprofits, schools, anybody that will allow me to come in and just say a few words about America's core values. My wife and my 3 sons, they're all on board with me, and we are a 100% veteran family. My wife is an Army vet. I have a son who's an Air Force vet. I have another son who's a Marine, and I have an active duty Army service member who will pick up Major next year. So we're excited about that. My friends, and as you can tell, I'm very excited. So listen, before this year is over, I will have spoken to 20,000 public school students across our country about America's core values. That's Florida, California, Mississippi, Louisiana, and guess who's next? You guessed it, New York City, Manhattan, and the Bronx. They're next. So now back to the poem, the first poem we're about to recite for you. The reason why I do this is because sometimes when you talk to Generation Z, you have to be colorful. And you have to be creative. So after this poem, I recite this in the public schools, then now there's an opportunity for a conversation about 4 things when it's dealing with 9/11. Number 1, commemorate the victims. Number 2, teaching our children the value of freedom. Number 3, talking about a point in recent American history that is unified. And number 4, putting our first responders, especially our police, on a plateau that they are supposed to be on, demonstrating their sacrificial love. So, ladies and gentlemen, without any further delay, let us begin. The fight continues, and I will not lose unless I forget. But I will never forget because I was there. I saw my people taking flight for business, thinking they were on board an aircraft, but they were on a missile. I was there when the plumes of black smoke filled the air, marking the buildings no longer there. I saw my fellow countrymen close their eyes and wanted to pray, but I knew that they did not know what to say. God would have to interpret their hearts on that day. I was there when rapidly expanding pulverized cement blanketed Lower Manhattan, forcing the civilians and the first responders to run in opposite directions. And the fight continued. And on that soot-covered black tar, the dead were not just victims, they were casualties of war. America had become a battleground bravely led by first responders, and the fight continued. And then I saw my people. In spite of this calamity, they found their strength. They put their differences aside. They worked together. Cars, boats, bikes, and trains were all utilized to help people get to a safer place. People did not behave like strangers on the streets. Everyone was like fellow comrades that you wanted to meet. Patriotism was at an all-time high, an all-time high. That is why I put the world world unnoticed, that America will protect her people. America is a blessed nation. America loves to pray, but America's not the prey, we are the predator. And you can read between those lines and never forget that I am the flag of the United States of America, but you can call me Old Glory. May God bless the families of the victims of 9/11, and remember this, that my colors do not run. Thank you. Thank you very much. And I want to say before I hit this next point that without organizations like Project Dynamo, I wouldn't be able to go and do what I do. So I want you to know that your support here today has a secondary effect, has a third order effect. So you all today, you are force multipliers. So thank you for that. Now, this next point, I want you to imagine this being done in public schools. I have done this in California recently, 3,000 students, 250 pre-K kids at one time, 4 times. Imagine teachers coming in, they have what, class of 25? Can you imagine 10 teachers coming together with 250 pre-K students, and then I'm supposed to keep their attention for 20 minutes? I deserve an award just for that. So, but now, for this next poem, when I administer it to the pre-K, of course I have to tone it down a little bit, but for high schoolers and college students, oh, by the way, Florida State University, I'm going to be the keynote speaker next week. You know they're going to bring it. Oh, they're going to bring it. They're going to talk about everything from woke to CRT. You know what's going to happen, but I'm going to bring it too. I'm going to bring it. Ladies and gentlemen, without any further delay, let us begin.
Hey, Brian, it's Mark. We had a mass casualty about 2 hours ago. We think we have 20 KIA helicopter crash.
The Old Glory presentation that you're about to witness is a time-honored tradition that symbolizes our service members, our veterans, and our first responders rise through the ranks. But most importantly, it represents their love for a nation that they so proudly served. Now, if I could get all of you to use your imagination just for one moment. Imagine our flag having a personality. What type of attitude and swagger do you think it would have? Now imagine the flag having a voice. What exactly would it say to its outstanding service members, to its veterans, and first responders? What would it say to you? Well, I would like to draw your attention to just one fact. The fact of the matter is, the United States flag is the most recognized symbol in the world for peace and freedom. And my friends, when it comes to freedom, well, freedom is not free. It comes with a price paid for by our prisoners of war, our missing in action. We have over 80,000 missing in action personnel right now today by our veterans who have accumulated countless injuries and disabilities, and our outstanding service members who are serving around the globe in defense of our great nation. So, let there be no doubt that I believe that if our flag could speak, it would say, I am the flag of the United States of America, but you can call me Old Glory. I fly atop the world's tallest buildings, and I stand watch in America's halls of justice. I fly majestically across the great institutions of learning, and I stand guard with the greatest military power in the world. Look up and see me. I stand for peace, honor, truth, and justice. I stand for freedom. I am confident. I am brave. I am proud. And I am ready. When I am flown with my fellow banners, my head is held a little higher. and my colors are a little truer. Except for my God, I bow to no one, and I am recognized all over the world. I am sovereign. I am saluted. I am respected. I am honored. I am loved. And yet I am feared. I have fought in every battle of every war for more than 200 years. Some of these battles include Gettysburg, Shiloh, Appomattox, San Juan Hill, the trenches of France, the Argonne Forest, Anzio, Rome, the beaches of Normandy, Guam, Okinawa, Korea, Keystone, Saigon, Vietnam, Afghanistan, Iraq, Kuwait, Syria, and scores of other places long forgotten by all, except those who were there with me. I know because I was there. I led my special operations forces in the quiet of the night, and at the tip of the spear, I saw them fight fearlessly around the globe every day of the year. I watched over them, even during the casualties of Desert One, and they still love me. Now they're the fighting forces that you cannot see. I was on a small hill called Iwo Jima. I was dirty, battle-worn, tired, but my soldiers, sailors, airmen, Coast Guardsmen, my Marines, they all cheered me, and I was so very proud. I was at Ground Zero in New York City on September the 11th as countless fanatics attacked America. I was raised from the ashes of once proud buildings by brave firefighters and police. These were heroes who risked their lives to save others, showing all that America, although bloody, will never be beaten, because those who would destroy me cannot win. For I am the symbol of freedom, of one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I have been soiled, burned, torn, and trampled on in the streets of my own country. And when it is done by those whom I have served with in battle, it hurts. But hear me today when I say, I will overcome because I am strong. I have slipped the shooting bounds of earth, and from my vantage point on the moon, I stand watch over the uncharted new frontiers of space. And I have been that silent witness to all of America's finest hours. But my finest hour comes when my stripes are torn into strips to be used as bandages to cover the wounds of my fellow comrades on the field of battle. And also when I fly at half-mast to honor my soldiers, sailors, airmen, Coast Guardsmen, Marines, and my Space Force guardians. But most importantly, when I'm placed into the trembling arms of a grieving mother at the gravesite of her fallen son or her fallen daughter, I am so very proud. My name is Old Glory. Long may I wave, dear God. Long may I wave.
I don't know about you all. You weren't afraid to run the football before, I am now.
Super good. Thank you. Super good. So much, brother. Super. Appreciate you. Super.